Hello, my name is Matthias Kavodik. Welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Thunderbolts, the second series. We're going to cover issues 7 through 12, all written by Fabian Nicieza. So he did a killer job on this run. And on most of these issues, we're going to have art by Tom Grummet, except for on issue 7, that it's a really bad filler issue. Like, we're coming off the end of the first big story arc where we had the Thunderbolts going up against Hydra. It was sort of like the big twist of the beginning of the series that the Thunderbolts, even though they're a hero team, they were working under the close eye of Hydra and Baron von Strucker, serving their interests. But obviously, Thunderbolts, they're heroes at heart. They rebel against their masters. We have a big war between them. So we have the aftermath of that battle. So in this filler issue, basically we just get like represented who are the characters on the team. So we have Mark 5. Now here's Mark 4. Songbird, Atlas, 3 classic, super classic Thunderbolt characters. Then on this team, we're going to have Radioactive Man. He's super cool. Like, he's going to really grow into the Thunderbolts. And after the series ends, he's going to be part of Norman Osborn's team. So he's a pretty complex and very interesting character. Also, we have Genus Phil, ex-Captain Marvel. He's going to get a new name here in these issues. Joystick, a very obscure Spider-Man villain that was sort of popular maybe in the mid-90s. I'm not sure saying super sort of popular. I have no idea. But like I don't imagine hearing too many people claiming, hey, we need Joystick on this team. She seems like a real odd choice. Blizzard, classic Iron Man villain. He's the character within the team that really wants to be a hero and just takes a lot of effort, but seems to always screw up. Also, we have Speed Demon. That actually the first standalone story that we're going to touch on in this video focuses on him. And it's cool to see a speedster on a team, any type of team like this, be it the Thunderbolts or on the Avengers. So also during this whole series, they're setting up Purple Man is the big bad guy. He's like the one behind the scenes causing all the problems. And it later becomes also apparent that behind the scenes we have Zemo, and like what we're gonna see, like things are gonna get very overly convoluted and overly complicated every time Zemo pops up in a story. That happens. It's like Kang. Sometimes it's a chore. Sometimes it bogs down the reader, but at least in this case, Fabian Nicieza, if you like don't get into the details, the story is fun anyways. So in issue 8, it focuses on Speed Demon. It's actually sort of a cool story. Speed Demon, he doesn't have any interest in becoming a hero in the first place, and he still wants to rob. He still wants to do some villainous stuff. So what happens is he gets a call from Shocker. There's this mansion that they know there's no one there, and they're going to be able to steal a bunch of loot. The owner of the mansion, anyways, has like ties to the Nazis. Like they try to down the gravity of what they're trying to do. Blizzard gets winds of this. Like he wants to talk some sense into Speed Demon. It's like, no, don't go rob. We're heroes now. You're going to be a liability to the team. Speed Demon royally kicks Blizzard's ass. And actually, he's sort of hiding his identity. Now he's like using the wizard costume. So what happens is it's not like explicit if he feels guilty for what he did and for what Blizzard tells him, but he actually takes the money he steals it from Shocker and takes it to the Thunderbolts and says, hey, look, since we lost some money from what we were getting from Hydra, here's some cash to keep the operation going. But it's sort of cool to see like where the funds come from for the Thunderbolts is still very dubious. Then the second story that we're going to get, it's really good. So prior to this, we had like a brief little story arc where there was this terrorist group from Atlantis. They were being banked by Hydra to create this gigantic tidal wave. It hits one of China's main cities, kills a ton of people. And Radioactive Man, who was actually sent to the United States to work with the Thunderbolts, like his main goal was to bring these guys to justice and make them pay for what they did to China. And what happens is Radioactive Man actually projects his radioactivity. I'm not sure if that's the right term, gets his radioactivity to stick onto one of these guys, terrorists, that is taken back to Atlantis, and now everyone's dying of radiation poisoning in Atlantis. So Namor's really pissed off about this. He goes searching for a radioactive man. All the Thunderbolts go down to the bottom of the ocean. And the cool thing is that we sort of dive into Radioactive Man's thinking is like, he loves his country. He's a patriot. He obviously wants to make the villains pay for what they did to his countrymen. But at the same time, he realizes no one in China wants him around because he's very dangerous and probably gives everyone cancer. So it's better to have him out of the country. And this really makes Radioactive Man hurt. He feels bad about this situation. Also, we cut to a brief little skirmish that we have between Monica Rambeau and Captain Genisville, who takes up the name of Photon. And Monica's like, hey, that's mine. That was my name. What's the deal with it? It's actually a very stupid exchange, but the thing is, we get the official name change for Genisville. Now he's called Photon. And what happens at the end of the story is Radioactive Man decides to reabsorb all the radiation and cure everyone of radiation poisoning. But he actually leaves a little remnant of radiation on a spy. He discovers that one of these characters with Namor is a spy, and that spy is going to go back to the terrorists. So he gives her a little bit of radiation poison, that it's going to end up killing the terrorists. So he doesn't tell anyone. It's like his dark little secret. So it's really cool. So after that, we get the big story arc of the Purple Man. Like, he's been behind the scenes. We got to see him in the first couple of issues. Now, he was the one holding Swordsman's leash, especially when he fought against, Swordsman was sent to kill Baron Stroker and clashed with Wolverine. Now, Swordsman and Songbird are on the run. They're being hunted down. And this goes on for a couple issues, 4 issues, where basically Purple Man's powers have become insanely powerful. He's taken over the city, and he's making... he's trying to hunt down the Thunderbolts, really pushing them. They're going in and out of battles, trying to stay alive, basically. We discover that Purple Man actually has an Eternal that has under his control that has mind powers, so his powers are amplified because he uses pheromones, and he actually has his pheromones in the water too. And he even defeats the Avengers. Like, things get really complicated. And later on, as I said before, it's really convoluted because after the Thunderbolts defeat him, actually Genisville uses his cosmic awareness projects it into Purple Man and breaks Purple Man's mind. That's a sort of cool moment. We discover that the one behind this is not Purple Man. It's Zemo that sent the Purple Man in the first place, and his motivations are really weird. And Zemo is like God Zemo. He has 2 moonstones now. He's crazy powerful. That aside, if you try not to understand what the hell is going on, it is fun. And then finally we get the House of M tie-in that takes place in the Thunderbolts. It's just 1 issue where we have a group of human rebels that actually wants to create a biological attack against this Kree mission that's arrived on Earth. It's going to sign a treaty with the House of M. And they want to expose the Kree to this biological weapon and basically cause a war. The thing is, the person that's exposed to it, it's Genisville. Genis realizes this isn't the proper reality or existence, and he knows that everything's wrong. So it's a pretty good standalone story. We get to see all the members of the Thunderbolts within the context of the House of M. So I'm going to leave this video here. A lot to unpack in the issue 7 to 12. Just 1 filler. Fantastic run in general. So hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.